after I had been vegetarian for a bit, it kind of stuck with me that okay, I didn't need to be eat meat to live. People thought that I was going to go back to eating meat. They were waiting. Okay, well now you've done it for this. You've proved your point. Are you going to go? And I was like, I don't really see any need to do it. Maybe I will. I mean, and then kind of gradually it just stuck that well, why would I? And as I started to read about it, and unfortunately not on the internet, but through books or through pamphlets, I realized there was no reason to go back. And then the longer I did it, I got a hold of some pamphlets that said what dairy was all about. And I actually read about casein and things like that in the dictionary of all places.
What did you read about casein that made you
Well,
think
not
twice about dairy?
specifically casein, but rennet was there was an enzyme that you have to take out of a cow's stomach in order to make cheese. And I'm sure nowadays they have truly vegetarian cheeses that don't kill the cow or whatever. But back then, there was just one way, and that was death. They had to kill something in order to get the cheese. And I thought, I kind of jokingly thought, so if you're gonna have a glass of milk, you might as well have a cheeseburger with it. And then I thought, man, I don't want anything to do with this death industry involving meat. Dairy industry kind of sounds similarly bad. I just don't need any of it. So in the beginning of that summer of '92, I was pulling the cheese off pizza if someone got a cheese pizza, and I was like, well, okay, as long as I need cheese. And by the end of the summer, I was like, if it touched it, I don't want anything to do with it, and I'm done.
So within 5 months, you went from vegetarian to vegan. And what was the reaction? You were in college
it
then.
was like somehow
Because you were even going to die even quicker.
yeah, somehow the reaction of whatever I got from vegetarian
Here's
that
his
had
coffin.
plateaued, and now the vegan thing, people didn't even know what the word was.
Right.
It was like I might as well have told them and I was a different type of Martian that they had never heard of. It was pretty nuts.
When you first did it, just for the meat for those 40 days and basically everyone around you is indoctrinated already since birth into what I like my friend Dr. Jim Loomis calls bro science, right? Yeah, which is based on nothing except for the perpetuation of the marketing of the meat and dairy industry, but that man need meat to survive. Was there something in the back of your mind that said, okay, I'm going to do this for Lent, but oh gosh, this is going to suck. I am going to maybe get unhealthy, or maybe I'm going to lose muscle mass, or was that in the back of your mind?
Most definitely.
Okay.
And I think even probably through some of being vegan too, that was always when I would get sick, I would say, oh, I wonder if it is, because the doctors would say, oh, you're vegetarian. Now we know why you're caught that cold or something. And I think people, even if when they're vegetarian or vegan for a long time, that's still somewhere in the back there that maybe it was related. But I mean, as we know, the indoctrination and the from the time you're a little kid that it's not only force fed to you, the food is force fed to you, but the ideas and the ridiculous mistruths are as well. And it takes a long time. I mean, in my case, 26 years to be able to completely not think that there's anything to those lies. But for people for just a couple years, they're probably still going to have that indoctrination in the back of their head.
So you said that you do martial arts and you were in the army, and these are cultures that are very macho. What do you tell people when they confront you with, oh, aren't you going to get, lose muscle and potency, and you're not a man, what do you tell people about that? And do you hear that a lot? Did you hear that a lot when you were in Afghanistan? I bet when you were getting all those boxes of food, you weren't hearing a lot of it.
Because you're sharing, right? You want some chili?
So I think I did hear about some of that while I was in the military, but after basic training, and let me be clear, especially I think some people, when they read some of Vegan Strong, they kind of get the idea that they might think that it's easier than it is. I mean, I think I'm very clear in Vegan Strong that basic training for a vegan sucks. Like, I can't put it any other way. You're training 18 hours a day on under 1,500 calories.
Because you mean you couldn't bring your own food in?
You can't bring your own food in. You're at the mercy of You're at the mercy of people who are not supposed to be nice to you. That's the whole shtick of basic training. So nobody's catering to you. Yeah, and it's not like
Literally.
exactly. It's not like the horror stories. It's not like the horror story that I thought it would be. In that I thought someone might try to hold me down and do something like that. No one tries to hold you down and force feed you something. And
It's
you
not
can
like
eat whatever you
frat
want.
Initiation. It's
Exactly. You can eat whatever you want. It's just that there's nothing that you would want to eat. So you're always hungry, usually miserable. But after all that's done, after basic training and after you get through your main specialty school,
Which is how long?
so basic training is about 8 weeks, might be extended now to a little longer. And then I was a medic, and that was a 4-month training.
Mm.
After that, by the time I was in airborne school, and that's 3 weeks, I was back to normal and pretty happy, pretty healthy. And then you really could go wherever you want and eat whatever you want, and I felt great.
Hey folks, okay, back by very popular demand is our plant-powered plate fridge magnet, which you are going to receive for free if you leave us a rating and a review on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. So here are the details. Just write your quick review. Does not need to be long, does not need to be a whole story. Just be honest and speak from the heart. Then take a quick screenshot of the review you wrote and email it to us at podcast@switchforgood.org. That's podcast@switchforgood.org. And include your mailing address so we can send you a power plate. We are doing this because the more reviews we garner, the higher we go in search results, which means more folks will learn about our podcast. So the power is in your hands. Leave us a review, and zoom, your power plate arrives at your doorstep.
So thank you so much for tuning in today. If we helped you in any way, then click the subscribe button and let's keep hanging out together. We have so much more to share with you.
And if you need more information on actually making the switch for good, please visit us at switchforgood.org for loads of info. And you can subscribe to our mailing list where you will receive all sorts of super cool gifts, discount codes to our very fave dairy-free products, and a lifetime of powerful health tips.
So join us on the journey to switch for good. This is the future.